since just this June. Joining me now is Danielle Moodie-Mills, host of Woke AF on SiriusXM, also co-host of the Democracy-ish podcast. Chris Liu, policy advisor for Steve Bullock's presidential campaign. He previously served as Deputy Labor Secretary and White House Cabinet Secretary to President Obama. And Republican strategist Rick Tyler, an MSNBC political analyst. Welcome all on this holiday weekend. Thanks for being here, guys. Rick, you first here. What are the implications of this shift in economic sentiment for the president?
Look, a lot of people can put up a lot of things if they have a good job. Their prospects for the future are bright. Their 401k is strong and growing. But if the economy is weakening with this president, who, because of the economy, should be well over 50%. He's never broken 50%, and now this poll has him at an all-time low, and more Americans believe the economy is getting worse, not better, and more Americans believe that his policies have to do with the economy getting worse and not better. And a final point is that, put it all in perspective, Donald Trump says it's the world's greatest economy, and he's right about that. It is the world's greatest economy. But every president since 1864 has been able to say exactly the same thing. There hasn't been a single time period between then and now where this wasn't the world's greatest economy.
Yeah. Danielle, what about Democrats in terms of how they are processing this? Do they see a political advantage to a weakening Trump economy? And for those Republicans that are calling out Democrats by saying, oh, they're really hoping for a bad economy. I mean, come on, aren't Democrats citizens of this country, too, that have to deal with a bad economy that they don't want to have to deal with?
No one is rooting for a bad economy. No one in their right mind would do that. It hurts every single person if you were to make that decision to say, yeah, I want Donald Trump to fail. No, but what is getting in the way of our economy being as robust as it should is the fact that Donald Trump can't help himself on Twitter. He can't help himself by lying about conversations that he's having with China, which he's not having. That Mnuchin came out and said, well, we're in correspondence, but China did not call him on the phone and say, oh, yes, we're ready to come to the table with the deal. And so every time that he gets on Twitter to attack the president of China, to attack the trade deal, to attack Democrats, his numbers fall, and so does the economy. There's a correlation there that Republicans and frankly his entire administration needs to pay attention to.
Hey, can I ask you about that back and forth on the China phone call? The president comes out and says that they called him and China says, no. Where does the truth lie?
The truth doesn't lie in Donald Trump's mouth, that's for sure, because everything that he says is a lie. No, I believe the Chinese. They weren't in conversation with him. That's why they keep slapping more and more tariffs on us, because of the fact that Donald Trump is lying and he thinks that he's going to do so on the world stage and pressure them into meeting him at the table. That's not the way that politics should work.
Yeah. What about the poll, Chris, which also found the top 5 2020 Democrats? They are all leading the president in matchups by 9 or more points. Joe Biden, look at that, leading by